Uh, but sometimes you have to be the bad guy. You have to take an autocratic decision and say, listen, this is not teamwork now. Now you're not going to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you what to do. Then you have to be strict. And there must be guidance. There must be strict rules. And your children might not like you. They say, but what are you telling? Why are you telling, doing, I want to do what I want. Say, no.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode on Fit Father. So today we have Butch Williamson, and just a quick introduction from my side. So I've known him and his wife Dalian, well, since I can remember. Basically, grew up in front of them, and know all the children. And he also has a 40+ year background in the South African Defence Force.
Yes.
So, and today we're going to touch up a bit on the meaning of father, being a role model, being a father figure, and thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. It's a privilege to be here today, and what you are talking about, to be a father and fit father. I try to look at what does it mean to be fit as a father, and it's a very short word, but it's very, very. It's a lot of vocabulary is full of books of fatherhood, and apparently there's no books. No, not no books, but there's only a few books about fatherhood.
Wow.
There's no directions. If I had a look at the word father, where does it come from, etc. But as a Christian, we talk about our Father in heaven, and so the father figure is a big word. It's a big responsibility that's been given to us. So although we talk about, in the religious term, as a Christian, we talk about our Father in heaven, he also gives us actually guidance. What you must do as a father. And we are in a position to actually, he orders us in his word to look after our children. And we are actually in a position of authority, and also in the community. Mm-hmm. So the word father is actually very, very, it's a huge word, if I can use that in English. What we get from a fatherhood is, to being a father, became a father, can be in a few moments of passion, love, lust, call it what. But the responsibility thereafter is a lifelong commitment.
Definitely.
But to be a father, to become a father is very quick. And all of a sudden you're a father. And the role that people are taking up, they do not take up their responsibilities as fatherhood. And that's the problem that we have in our communities, not only today, over the centuries, but in today's life, it became all more difficult to become a father. With the new laws that we get, that I think the fathers of today, you guys, the young guys, you will have more problems ensuring that your children, your girl, if you have a girl, to tell her, listen, you're not a boy. Nowadays, the children can actually decide if they want to be a tree or a boy or a girl or whatever. And your responsibility as a father is even bigger. The other problem that we've got in our communities today is the quick fixes. And I'm not happy with this marriage. I'm going to take my bags and go. And you leave the mother or the father, you leave with the children. And I think I think that a lot of children in a class today, school class, say standard 5, I don't know, is it standards now, grades?
Great. Yeah.
Grades, say grade 5, 6, doesn't matter. More than half of the children, I think, is doesn't have a father figure at home. They've got a father, yes, but the mother is the only parent, etc. So you've got a very difficult upbringing of children today, and the challenges are even getting bigger to being a father and to be a fit father. So those households that they are there that has got a father, they're very privileged today. So there's a big challenges for those single parents to bring up a child with all the with not enough sufficient funds and money.
Yes.
And that child that you raise without a father figure, he must learn somewhere how to be a father. And therefore there's a lot of pressure on those men out there, even if they do not have children, to play the role of the father in the community, because the community is actually raising a child. If you can remember, you can hide a lot of things from your father being growing up, but your friend's father will pick up something, say, hey, what are you guys doing here?
Yeah.
So you're picking up something.
Yeah.
So parenthood, fatherhood, and is actually a community's job, responsibility. And so that's why they say a community is raising a child. It's not only one person's job.
Takes a village.
It takes a village to raise a child, and if you come from a certain place and you become say for instance a Springbok rugby player, then everybody say, yes, I know that guy, I helped raise him, and then all of a sudden you be proud of raising that child, being what he was, and maybe you assisted in some coaching or whatever. So it really takes something.
Yeah.
Now to come about the role of a father in community today, and now if I say a father, I mean a mentor, I mean a leader, a provider, even if you do not have children. This message is actually for all the men out there that's playing a father role, because it's our responsibility as men to help and assist those people that cannot raise their child, who do not have the facilities, who do not have the money, the whatever, not have sufficient, as I say, money to buy boots of tocs for a rugby player. Then somebody must help and raise funds for a specific child to go overseas and to present himself, etc. And one of my points that I really want to lift out as a father figure is leadership. So there's a lot of things that the father is supposed to do, thousands of words, but I like to lift out the word leadership, because if you take out leadership, you actually involve a lot of activities. And everything that I'm going to tell you now, each of a specific word will actually mean a week-long discussion.
Yeah.
If I take the word, you must take initiative to do something at the household. That word initiative, we haven't got time to discuss everything. But you must look at the word and see that there is a lot of things under that word, subordinate things. So what I actually, if I want to start with a leader of a father in a community, how do I see you from outside? I can only measure you as a father if I look up to you as a father, as a mentor, as a person that gives guidance to me. I can only look at you what I see from you. If I take the iceberg concept,
Yes.
you can only see what is on top.
Yeah.
But what I'm doing as a father, you get a person that say, listen, do as I tell you, don't do as what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So that is the wrong concept, because what you are doing at top
Is what's
is that's what a child want to
Yeah.
also do. He
Yes.
want to be like this, uncle this, and father this, and my brother that you are looking up to. And the top piece is that what you are physically doing. Well, if I once again can go back to my Bible, is that you must do, not only talk
Yeah.
and listen. So monkey see, monkey do. That is
Yeah.
the principle.
Yes. Yes.
And as a father figure, you must lift out what you are saying. If you are saying to your child or a child, don't drink, and you yourself a drunkard, then what example do you say? You're telling the people, listen, you must do something that you aren't. Now, if I look at the leader role that you have to play, I wanted to like a coin on the both sides. There's two main aspects that you must have a look at. The one side of your leadership is your character, and the other side is your competencies that you have as a father figure. Now let's just say you don't have a degree on fatherhood. There's no such thing as that. So we must ensure that the children that we raise, they must stand up in the community like we are standing up. We have already gone through the mill. We made a lot of mistakes, and we must learn from it. And we are not superheroes, but we must act as if we are superheroes, Superman and what the Batman and all those things. The children must look up to you.
Yeah.
And they must learn from you. So let's go look at these two big subjects of the same different sides of the coin. The one is the competencies, and the other one is the character. Let's begin with the character. You as a character, there's two elements under that as well. The one is your value systems, and the other one is your attributes, your qualities. Let's just start off with a value system. You teach your children, or the community's children, values. Because values are those beliefs, and it's those things that bind you. That's the glue that you cling to if you have to make a decision in life. You said, but my values say I cannot do this or that. It doesn't fit. So your value systems is very important. Now, as a leader in your community or your household, there's more than 300-400 words of value systems that you can go and choose from. But for me, I've got, I think it's 11 words of value systems that I combined, and I take the word leadership to make it easy to remember.
Yeah. Leadership.
Leadership with a T at the end.
Okay.
The first one I talked about, what I want to say as a leader, you must have as a value system, is your loyalty. You've got a loyalty towards, the loyalty is going up and down. You expect from your children to be loyal to you, but are you loyal to them by providing them, give guidance and all that? That's loyalty. It's the first one. Then you get the second one of the L is now the E, is the ethics or the moral. Now, ethics is doing the right thing. Now, if you want to have a look at ethics, which is the wrong way of ethics, you can just go and have a look at politicians on the overall. Doesn't matter who they are. They play just for a vote, and after that, it's gone.
Yeah.
So they have got no ethics, according to me. So that's a wrong example to use. But you must ethics, what you learn your child. Then you get, the next one is the A, and that's accountability to your children, to your subordinates, and to the children that you are a father figure. So accountability is the buck stops here. You cannot give accountability to someone else.
Yeah.
Accountability is you cannot distribute. It's only you as a father figure. You are accountable for your household at the end of the day, and because you are the father figure, and the Bible tells you are the head of the house. And as such, my belief is that you must provide, and you must be accountable for different, not only money, but also your value systems and everything that's around it. Now we come to the D, and the D is the duty that you've got as a father figure, and and also your responsibility. Those two is so the first one is accountability, and then after that responsibility that you have for a lot of things. And as I say, it's weeks discussion what these responsibilities are. You know what responsibility as a father is, and we know also how many household there's outside that it's not the father which is just he's got children, but he's do not paying his dues.
Yeah.
Even if he's
no support, nothing.
Support and all that. Okay, so then we've got the next one is your efficiency and effectiveness, which is doing the right thing. Is effectiveness in your household. You must do you as a father figure. People looking up to you to do the right thing. That is the effective part.
Yeah.
And the efficient part is to do the things right. That's the other way around. So one is more. There's a little bit small changes between the two. Okay, now we at the E, and then we get the leader, so the R one, and that is respect. Now respect you cannot buy, you cannot force it, you have to live it out. And people say, I respect that man as a father, as a figure, as a leader, as our mentor.
There's a saying that says, first comes the blood and the sweat, and then comes the respect.
Yes. You. So it's a huge word. And now we at the leader, and now we come to the S one, and the S one is selfless service, where you actually give everything for your child, your children, and your household as a father figure. So you have to work late nights, and you work your ass off to provide. You have to make, and it's difficult in nowadays. So more difficult. Things doesn't come easy and just straightforward. Now, where were we? Respect and selfless service. And now we come with H, and that is a big word in my environment in the military. If you break that, you cannot build it up in a year, and that is honor. Now, honor is especially in my environment, as I say, you say that's a person of honor, and he stick to his word, and you know where you stand with him. And as a father figure in your household, you know, my father is an honor person. I believe in him solid. And if you break that trust, it's difficult to repair it.
Yeah.
It's like not a broken leg, it's a leg that's gone.
Yeah, it's an
You
off
really,
leg.
you can get a wooden leg, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Honor. Now we've got integrity, leadership.
Yeah.
And integrity is that things that you do if nobody's looking. So you must teach your children that I told you to do it, not to do it. So, and you as a father figure must also, sometimes the results tells you
Yeah.
that you had integrity because you did the right thing.
Yeah.
But so integrity is also a very huge word.
Mm-mm.
And he's a man of integrity, some people say. And then you get personal courage. That is the leadership, the P part. Personal courage is if I can use my example, if you jump out of an aeroplane, a serviceable one they buy as a parachutist. If you jump out, it's not easy. You're still full of fear. But it is this personal courage is to overcome fear. And every day that you stand off, people like go and look what we're going to tomorrow. I'm going to stand up, and I know if we're going to have a work tomorrow. But you must have that personal courage to go on, and if you haven't got a work, you must go and look for it, to do something, sell something, create something. So people are looking up for you for that personal courage. And the last one is the T part, which is actually not part of leadership, as all the values that we discuss now. And that is the T part, and that is trust. Leadership. So trust also. A child is looking up to his father and he trusts him with everything. You can put him in a tree and say, jump, I'm going to catch you. Yeah. And then the child will jump. He will jump because he knows his father will catch him. And so we must be full of trust and create that trust. And you can only create trust in your child if you are with him and if you teach him. And if you are his mentor and he knows the father is always right. Yeah, you get a turning point where sometimes in the teenage phase where the children say, what does this old toppy knows? And hold themselves very clever, and then they hit their head against the wall. And they say, the old toppy was right. So that trust you must create in the earliest stage, and you must
basically lay the foundation and
you must keep it. The role of fatherhood it's an ongoing process. It doesn't stop. Even if you are old and grey and lying down, people are still coming to you, say, what did you do in these circumstances?
Yeah.
And maybe you get an answer. Now that was in very short, or it's long, but that is the value part of your character. And that character is the character part that you are built on. So every one of us got that value system that was built in us. And that value system can change over time. If I can ask you now, do you still believe in the tannemuis? The what do you call it? The tooth mouse?
Yeah,
What's it?
The tooth fairy, I guess.
Tooth fairy, whatever.
Yeah.
You say, no, that's a fairy tale.
I am the tooth fairy.
Yeah. But there was a time that was part of your value system.
Absolutely.
The tooth fairy will give you some money, and up to a certain stage, say, hey, wait a minute, I saw my father come and he put something in my head. I believe it.
Don't forget that night.
You don't believe in Father Christmas anymore, but there was a time that Father Christmas was the man. He brought me valuable presents every year, so he's there. I believe in it.
Yeah.
Up to a certain stage. So value systems can change. How can I say that? I can say that if your father was a criminal, the leader of a criminal gang, and then you learn that value systems of that environment, and that is not according to my value systems.
Yeah.
And now all of a stadium you get to you get in court while you're brought up with this value systems that you had, and then you go to jail, and in the jail you get a recreation party. Say, no, that was the wrong values. It's not right to steal somebody else's phone or his possessions. So value systems can change over time. But you must ensure in your environment as your father and your mentor that you create the right value systems for your community and the children therein. The other part of that character part is the attributes, and I'm just going to touch very shortly on that. And there are three aspects under the attributes part. That's part of your character. All of these things are things that you really can do something about yourself and as a leader and as a father figure. The one is the mental, your physical, and the emotional intelligence. Those three parts. That's the qualities that you can develop yourself, and you must ensure that you portray it on your children and those that look up to you. The first one is the mentality one. That is the way you show resilience. Resilience means to jump back, to bounce back if something hit you. You as a father lose your job overnight. Now you must do something to provide for your family, to pay the bills. So that is that mentality, that strong mentality that you have to do something. Don't lie down. Be strong. Show it to your children. We're going through this. Be the motivator. Then you get your physically part where doesn't matter how old you are, just try to do something physical. So I see you had a few guys on your program already that are the very fit guys, and they are doing a lot of things, and they're examples for other people, because they are strong mentally and they're strong physically and look after themselves. So you have to look after yourself physically as well. See, look what you eat, look what you're doing, do some exercises, do something physically, because the people ask me when I went on pension, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I know there's the three things. Your body, soul, and mind must be that 3 billion pot.
Yeah.
You must have in balance. Sometimes you just a lot of the body, just a lot of exercise. You haven't got to go to church even, because you're preparing for, say, comrades or whatever. And then the other day you give a little bit more to the other side. But overall, the body, soul, and mind, you must look after that, because then you can portray it to someone else to look up to you.
Yes.
I want to be like that. All right, then you get your emotional intelligence is the last one, and that is basically that what to know yourself. And if you know yourself, you know how to adapt, to do something better. Okay, I'm not going to further on with that. Now you get into the competency side of things. So you've got now your character, and now you have to do competencies. Now competencies is there are a few things under that which I want to just mention. And the first one is your intrapersonal skills. That is within yourself. Intrapersonal. That is your where you learn yourself as a father, and you learn someone else. To those two words that I want actually just left out here. One is initiative, and the one is adaptability. And in today's world, you have to adapt, and very quickly. And you must also take initiative. So those two actually are so interrelated with each other. But still, you must take initiative all the time, and to assist the child, to just the person that you are a mentor of things that are changing, and to assist him, to help him, to give guidance for things that changed, which it's out of their hands maybe. So those are the two big subjects: to take initiative and to adapt very quickly in your environment as a father figure to give guidance. Then you get your interpersonal. Now that interpersonal is between myself and you. And 2 points that I actually want to lift out here is one is communication, and the other one is team building. And so communication is a very small word, but
Yeah.
we know. Once again, I want to go to my big guidance book, the Bible, about the tongue. And the Bible also tells us, do. Don't talk. Do. So communication is what you are doing, the manner that you give an attitude, rolling your eyes for children, and
Much more than just the word.
it's just no. You must know how to communicate,
Yeah.
and learn yourself and listen to what you are saying to children, how you are saying. As men, we the woman will always very quickly show us we are wrong. You said that and this. Yeah, but I didn't mean this. I meant actually that. So you must be very careful about what you are saying, how you are saying.
Yeah.
What is the voice note that you are saying it? So communication is sometimes you don't have to say anything, and just because you didn't say anything, it was also not right.
It seems this is kind of a long-term thing we have to make peace with.
Yes. You have to settle with it. Just love them.
Yeah.
Don't understand them. Yeah, that's how we learn. So as a father figure, you must learn that as well. Okay, so that's a communication word, and then team build. You as a father figure, you are a team builder, and there's a lot of different people in a team that's playing different roles. Sometimes if you do some teamwork, or if you do some planning in your organization, even you get somebody that is not agreeing with you, because that person, he will tell you everything that you do not want to hear. You know it, but you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
This is going to be not working out. But you must have some people like that in your team. So don't cut people out of your team. If your child or something, one of the people that you are mentoring is not working with you, don't cut him out or her out, because they're telling you maybe some other side of the coin. So that is the interpersonal one. And then you got other skills, let me call it soft skills. And the soft skills are all the other skills that you must learn through what you've learned, which you have to portray to your subordinates but in this case as to your children, and to your family.
Yeah.
And then the last part of the competencies is the different roles that you have to play, that you know what you must play, is the different leadership role that you are playing. Sometimes you must be an autocrat in your family. You must not be. It's not nice to always be the bad guy. But sometimes you have to be the bad guy. You have to take an autocratic decision and say, listen, this is not teamwork now. Now you're not going to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you what to do. Then you have to be strict. And there must be guidance. There must be strict rules. And your children might not like you. They say, but what are you telling? Why are you doing? I want to do what I want. Say, no. And this is where we've got the problem and the challenges that we've got today. As I heard this morning again, on somebody told me, but in the beginning I said where a child can actually decide if you want to be a tree today. I don't know how the schools are managing it, because they are going to, the toilets is going to be for everybody. So why is there a girls' toilet and a boys' toilet if If they can decide today I'm a girl, and then
Yeah.
they put on a dress and they go to school. So we have, as fathers, as mentors, we have to manage that. I don't know how you guys are going to do it
It
but
it seems it seems that there's like a very big part of the world today that's it's kind of okay, let's not just accept it, and
yes,
everybody's kind of and too scared to stand up and too scared to challenge it. And now they, the other day I was doing something simple. I think I was filling in a form on on the internet, and it in the gender,
yeah,
choose your gender, and there was a like a male, female, and there was something else, and there was a other,
yeah,
or prefer not to say. It's
yeah.
like what the
That is the challenge that we've got.
yeah.
And now, how do you raise your child at home? Listen, you are a boy, and at school, the child can learn there. They tell you can actually choose. Now they've got different values at the school. That the values, that system that you have at your house, and that is the part where you as a father figure in the community, where people should stand up and say, listen, this is wrong, this is right, this is our value systems. We cannot let people decide or in positions that what their beliefs are. And it's only 2 or 3 people in a say in the government, for argument's sake, or in a point of authority, where they let's say a school authority, a school board authority, and they decide in this school, the following rules and regulations are applicable. But that rules and regulations are not applicable to your value systems. And that we must be part of, and we must be open-minded, and we must be responsible and part of the school system or the government system, where you can stand up and say, as in my value system, our value systems in South Africa, or as a South African, or as a Xhosa, or as a Zulu, whatever, this does not count.
Yeah.
And that is where we must stand up for certain things that we are not agreeing with, which is out of our value systems.
Yeah.
And it's actually out of the majority of value in South Africa, for argument's sake. Let's take South Africa. It's only a few people in making decisions that is changing the values of the community, and it cannot be true.
Yeah.
So that is a big thing of a father figure that we must attend to. So, and once again, my last point that I want to make is that you have to play different roles. As I said, the first one, you must be autocratic in some decisions. The other one, you're going to be laissez-faire. Let the child do it. He's going to hit his head
Yeah.
against something. Let him learn. He's going to learn. Like you see a child taking some, he's going to burn. He's not going to hurt himself. You leave him, and he hurt himself. Say, that was so. Say, okay, I told you, you must leave.
Yeah. That's
So that's more the laissez-faire type of thing. And a father must know which role he has to play in giving guidance.
Yeah.
Now, I think I'm finished with, except if there's something that you want to ask. I just want to wrap up and to say that a father is not a very easy. As I said, it's very easy to become a father. Sometimes some people don't even know they are a father, because he was in a night of passion and he created a child, and the other one is taking the upper responsibilities, others in a marriage and whatever. But even if you don't have children, you are still a man, and as a man, with all these other things that I already said, you are a leader in your community. People are looking up to you. Each of us got, maybe not each of us, a lot of us got that uncle or that auntie in our family that is not married, but everybody knows that yes, that uncle, I want to be like him. So you are playing a very big role in being in the community as being a father, and you have to take up that position, because and in a marriage, a father is not a position as such. It's a choice. You made a choice. I want to be a father. We want to be a family, and that day that you decided we want to begin with a family, you take up the responsibility.
Yeah.
And you take responsibility for that child for the rest of your or his life,
Yeah.
of her life.
Yeah. Not something
So-
you can just again. There's no quick exit.
There is no exit. So the moment that you took up that responsibility to become a father, you must take it up. And as I say, even if you're not a father, you're still a father of a community, and we as men must fill that role.
Yeah. So I think something that I would like to ask is what we touched on a bit now. So let's just call it complacency with all the stuff that's going on. Everybody's kind of becoming complacent. How would you say can one kind of fight that in practically? So let's say now we have we have all these choices, or we don't have these choices, but
Yeah.
these choices have now become, or they are becoming more and more just the normal way of doing things. And there's a lot of pushback and a lot of, you just get slaughtered if you go against it, because it's from the top. And when I say from the top, I'm referring to the government or to whoever that, they're accepting it, they're complacent with it. So let's everybody just be complacent. And now you don't agree, and you say no, I don't, and you get just mangled from all. How can one deal with this stuff, because it's going to be tough.
It is tough, but you have to raise your voice. If I want to take an example in my community where I stayed last year. I moved to a new place, but that specific environment is not conducive. It's students took over. The place is dirty, and I myself, with a lot of other people, not a lot, actually a few, just went out on our own cost, our own effort, our own time, to go and clean up the places and do something. And then somebody said, why are you doing? I said, but everybody's moaning, look how filthy the place is. But nobody is doing something about it. So if you want to do something, you must act. There's nothing, you cannot sit, if you do not do something about it, then shut up and accept it and go lie down and roll over like a beautiful, the dog. So we must act. If you're not satisfied with a school that is starting to say there's only going to be one toilet, for argument's sake. Let's take this one as an example, because that's your question.
Yeah.
Then there are parents, and the parents got values, and the value system of most of the parents will say, no, this does not fit in our. I don't want my daughter.
Yeah.
I don't want somebody other son to go into my little daughter, which is 9 years or 8 years of old, to go in that toilet as he wishes.
Yeah.
That is the girl's toilet. And I don't want it.
Yeah.
Because I want to protect my child while I'm not there. I must know that the rules and the regulations of that school, for argument's sake, must prevent boys to go to my girl's restroom. And that school, the school has got a governing body, and the governing body is part of that. If that governing body is not doing what you want, then you have to vote him out. So people can act, but the people neglect their responsibility. In this leadership concept that I used, their duty, their accountability, all those things that I've already discussed, by just saying, no, we have to accept it because this is the new law. It doesn't fit. You have to act and say, no, this does not fit in my value systems, so it's not part of how we grow up and what we want. And the other thing, last one, is you have to act.
Yeah.
And you have to do something. And there's a lot of people that will go according to you. And if the value systems of a community, it will not differ. Not much.
Yeah.
You get cultural diversity, though, that, say, for instance, if I'm going now in the middle of Zululand and I take my child to a school there, then there's certain value systems that is in that specific environment that's a little bit different from mine. But overall, they will not allow a lot of things that I would also not allow.
Yes.
It's small differences.
Yeah.
But overall, man are made good. We are created good. So overall, even if you go wherever in the world, so overall, and even you've got a choice where you're going. So once again, it's your choice to keep your child at that specific school, for the example that we're using. It's also your choice to take your child out, and it's also your choice to raise your voice, which is against the values. Because when you sign up for your child to get into a specific school, there was rules and regulations for that school in standard 6 in my old terms.
Yeah.
So, and now she's coming standard 8, and now all of a sudden the rules of the school changed, their value systems changed. And I said, no, that was not the value systems when I
signed up.
For this child. I agree to this value system.
Yes.
And you must tell me, why do you value systems change as a person of a body corporate? Why you change the environment? Like, let's have a look at the working environment. You're working at a specific firm. Now, part of this value systems of the character, you've got value systems, but that unit or workplace that you are going to work in has also got value systems. And you sign up for that value system. In my environment in the military, let's take an example. The black people's got a custom that if some relative dies, they cut the skin of the ox or whatever they slaughtered, and they put it around their wrist for a year or so, and that is part of their mourning. Is it row process?
Yeah, mourning process.
That is part of their process that they go through. Each and every day you see this piece of rimpie here on your wrist. But now they get into the military. They say, military, you cannot put that on. That's not part of military. It's not a military value.
Yes.
So if you do not accept it, you say, listen, you're in the wrong environment, and here in this place, this is the value system. But you signed up for that, and you know when you signed up. And it's the same for a school as well, for any other place that you go. There's value systems that you agree with, and you take your child to that school. If you take, for argument's sake, don't want to talk a religion, but if you take your child and you go to, say, India, and now your child must go. The only place is say a Muslim school.
Yeah.
For argument's sake.
Yeah, whatever.
Now she must adapt to that rules and regulations of that school. You cannot say, listen, no, I'm not going to do this. You say you don't have to pray with them. So, but there's a lot of things that you're not going to participate in.
Yes.
But you're still part of that school. But you accepted it. That is the only option that I have.
Yeah.
But once again, your values must be very strong, whichever religion you are, to portray that on your child, so that they don't change their value systems just for the change of changing it.
Yeah.
So it's a long answer.
Yeah, and then also so and everything kind of snowballs. So if the complacency is there, so let's say you signed up for a certain value system, now things are changing, you do not raise your voice, you sit back, you leave it, then the complacency is starting to have effect on, now we can maybe go back to accountability, because you're accountable, you're in a way part of not doing anything. So you're in a way also responsible for what's busy happening.
Correct.
So
You accept it. You're part of the problem then. If I can take you back to history, the Second World War started by the man with a small, thin mustache.
yeah,
Most of the people, I don't want a percentage, but the majority of Germans did not agree with us. But they were like lame ducks. They didn't stand up.
yeah, and look what that caused.
So the majority is said they do not accept this, but they didn't do something about it. And that's to answer your question. People that are not satisfied with certain things, they must stand up and raise their voice at least and say that we are not satisfied. Why? Because this and that, for that reason.
Yeah,
Especially if it's a big value system. We had a government change in our lifetime, where a lot of people are still saying, yeah, we shouldn't have changed, we should have do this, we should have do this, that. The government changed because people change everything. Now there's a way that you have to adapt. There's an adaptability.
yeah,
Which we didn't change our values. The values are still the same, but you have to adapt to a lot of other things that was not the same as the previous year. So that is something else. It's not a big change. It's adapt to environment. You still got your house. You still got your children. You still got the roads. You still got everything.
yeah,
But just adapt to this and that rules and regulations. So there's a difference between adaptability, but there's also a difference not to change your value, your deep value systems, which things that you are believed in, which is that the bottom part of actually that iceberg that I used,
Yes.
the part that you do not see.
Yeah.
Because the top one is that what you see and the beliefs and the attitudes and is under the water. You cannot see it. I cannot see it if what you're thinking of me now. But if you do something, you hit me on my nose, I say, oh, okay, that's what you're doing. So that I can see that part.
Yeah.
What the bottom part, I cannot see what you're feeling, what your beliefs are. And that is the top part that we manage, that we can see. And that is the part that we must stand up for. The beliefs here underneath. We must stand up for something which will not agree or change. But don't just sit.
Yes. And when you do challenge these things that happen, and you start getting that pushback, and you start getting, because it's going to happen. I mean, you'll definitely get a lot of pushback, and it might be extremely tough. You need to just kind of stand your ground, and you mentioned when you're in the community, so the community outside, so something's busy happening, which one doesn't agree with, but you've got the community to back you.
Yeah.
That part of the community that is with you.
Yeah.
And
you know it.
And just stand your ground.
Yeah, someone must just take the lead.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's not enough leaders in our environment. If I can really ask you how many, if I'm not going to put you on the spot here, but if I just by thinking, if I can ask you quickly, how many mentors did you have in your lifetime that you say, yes, I really, that person was my mentor. There's not a lot of mentors nowadays because everything is quick fix.
Yeah.
Everything is changing so quick.
Everybody's just sitting back.
And you're moving. You hear, and then you hear then this person moved to Australia. That one is moving out wherever. So there's not a lot of mentors nowadays. And if you're going to have a look at even, let's talk about leadership, because it's a fatherhood stroke leadership.
Yeah.
How many subjects of how many subjects that you're going to study in university? Is there anything that teach people how to manage, how to lead? I had a student with me that stayed with me. Two students, actually, medical students. One is a doctor, and the other one is already a nurse, qualified nurse. They have got no leadership stroke management courses during their program.
Sure.
But now this girl is becoming a nurse, and all of a sudden she's the head of a section 1, 2, 4, 5, I don't know, people under her. And nobody taught her how to manage people, how to be a mentor, what to say, what not to say. So the leadership subjects and the management subjects doesn't exist, except if you're going to study a specific subject,
Which,
is management is part of that and leadership is part of that.
yeah,
But people like nurses, doctors, it's not part of that.
yeah,
They learn how to operate, yeah.
yeah,
But you're going to have people under your command, under your system, subordinates, which you have to manage.
I received a book from one of my very good friends over the weekend. He came to visit from Cape Town, Andreas Malan, and he brought me a book um, that's written by ex-Navy SEAL, where they actually created a course which they started teaching in companies, and it's basically about not only being a leader but training everybody in the team to be leaders.
Yeah.
I watched a video of the guy where he was explaining, when you're the only leader in that type of environment, in that situation, and you need to look down to maybe sort out your gun or
Yeah.
fix a jam or whatever, and you're not able to lead for that moment. You need to trust the guys around you and the team around you to act also as leaders.
Yeah.
So it's such an important skill. It actually makes no sense that it's not it should be as, I don't know if you can just call it a subject, but it should be something that is taught on every level to everyone, is leadership.
That's right.
At least try to
That's
teach
right.
to teach people.
That's what we're trying to do in the military, specifically environment. We teach the people from the beginning, even just the basics,
Yeah.
even because you have to make an individual decision on the battlefield. You are, for argument's sake, you are a support group giving support fire. Then it's only 3 guys, and they have got a heavy machine gun group. Then you have to put them at a specific flank, and they must know when to shoot and when not to shoot.
Yeah.
That one person in that group is a leader, is maybe a lance corporal or a corporal, and he must make a decision. And if you make the wrong decision, people
Yeah.
die. So it's important for people to learn leadership skills and management skills and all those things that I just addressed here, adaptability, initiative, all
Yeah.
that. They are so integrated. It's like a car's engine.
Snowball.
You can take one plug out. It will work.
Maybe.
But it will backfire a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's not on all
Yeah.
cylinders.
And eventually everything
Eventually
breaks down.
it breaks down.
Everything
But
breaks
so
Sure.
it's all integrated, and fatherhood is like that. It's an integrated concept, which it's a huge responsibility, and all the other things that I talked about.
No, I think yeah. Thank you very much for sharing. It's a very nice way to remember all of those words, leadership.
Yes,
So I'll definitely remember that, and also thank you for being a leader, because
doing my best.
that's what you are. And I mean, like I have the privilege to have known you for many years, and on many different levels, many different situations, and in the past we had contact. Thank you for phoning me every single year on my birthday, which is just
The last thing I want to
Yeah.
say, this morning, one of my old friends, old veteran, is one of the, he's in charge of not in charge, he's the chairman at a retirement resort, and he's saying, yes, those people are making me mad. And I said to him, listen, you're doing a wonderful job. It's a very responsible job.
Yeah.
And we, like myself, I found myself also in that situation. I said to him, it's not a nice job. It's a lone job. Everybody wants everything. They want everything, but you
Yeah.
cannot only give them certain things.
Yeah.
And I said to him, if you are not doing that, who's going to do it?
Yeah.
And so it's it's not nice to be a father and to be a figure, but something it adds to what you asked just now. Do something about it. Create something. Get an organization. Do something. Uh, and so it's very important for those that can still do it to take up the work, the responsibility, and give
Yeah.
guidance.
Yeah.
Because people need guidance,
I need it.
and they will follow you if the value systems is within their environment. And but it's also not easy. It's a lone job. I've been an officer commanding of units. You don't have pals because you have to make decisions on your own, and the decisions are not always nice decisions. Uh, but you have to take it, and people have to follow you. They have to trust you. All those other things.
Yeah.
They know you decided. Let's go, and let's support. Being a father, it's responsible.
Thanks. So I was just about to ask if there's a message to leave, but that sounds about like the message to leave. Like we need men to stand up, and we need men to be men, and men to be leaders
Correct.
and role models, and we need men to take on that leadership.
Yeah.
All those words,
Yes.
and start working on them and start living it. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
very much for the time. I appreciate it. Thank you for everything that you've also done in your communities, and thank you for being one of those guys who took on the lone role
Yeah.
of being a true leader and
Thank
a fit
you.
father. Thank you.
Dankie, Andrew.
Eh?